Hey y'all, hey. So, following is a compilation of three different videos that are hitting the same message from three different angles. So, give it a chance and see how each of them strike you while reiterating the same thing. Because the space that we are in is not going to change and get better from the top down, from the ways that we've been accustomed, government down to each individual. No, 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 no. This thing is going to happen from the bottom up. Each individual rebuilding in a way that will be sustainable because what we are living on right now just is not. Okay? So, be right back in order to hopefully jar you and help you to see that you can indeed step into this next space of divinity because operating in mere humanness is really what's keeping us back. I know that this is probably new to you, but it won't be for long as you're willing to open up and learn what you need to learn so we can all grow through this seemingly difficult, but I also believe a very exciting time for us. All right? Be right back. Even when you thought you were making decisions that were for you and on your own, they were within the confines of social constructs. The trickery that is the United States and other societies that most people have no clue about. Listen, I am Miss Independent. I have been living what I thought was my independent life for most of my life. A lot of us have looked around at our life, our upbringing, society, and thought we were making decisions that were original, that came from us. But I'm telling you, everything that you've considered a success track and made decisions that fit within the confines of societal constructs, social constructs that were created because a social construct was determined by a group of folk, usually those you call the elite, who many of you are starting to hate right now because it's been uncovered. It didn't matter what decisions you made as long as they aligned with the things that said that society would be better off if you did them and you bought into it, then it was not your decision. It was within the confines of social constructs. So for those of you who have believed, like I did, that you had free will and you were making free will decisions, I am telling you whatever side you fell on was their side. Because the only side that is your side is to look at all of this shit and to recognize, and especially now, as so much of it is crumbling, that none of it was to your advantage. Did it look like you were reaping benefits? Yep, looked like it. But right now, you can look at every single social construct, and I've taught on many of them on that other. Uh, and there's a whole playlist you can go and look at. Y'all, the black and white social construct, the red and blue social construct, the levels of economics social constructs, what you think about every single effing thing social construct, until you understand that human development in all of its forms, and it's what I've taught my whole entire adult life, fits within social constructs. And then understand that there is only one other, which is your divine self. There is the human self and the divine self. Baby, they've given you religion, which made you think it was that spiritual divinity. And I'm telling you, it was a knockoff. You ready to align with your divine self? Because that's the only thing that's going to get you out of this bullshit that we are in. That's all I got for you today. It's your life, baby. Choose it just as it is. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn, it can get better. But not until you align with your divine. design. For most of you, living in fear is all you know. For anybody who was born in the United States and still alive today, they have been establishing some rules in the form of social constructs that are built-in fears. You couldn't help it. Get on your laptop or on your phone and look up a list of social constructs. I've done videos, in-depth videos on different kinds of social constructs. Not here, but I have, you know where. And I think it's important for you to stop just accepting what you are given in terms of how you are supposed to be, what you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to feel. We talk about a particular social construct like religion, telling you how you're supposed to think and feel. But the reality is you have never thought for yourself. If you have been on the trajectory that has been established for what success looks like, then you don't even know that's something you need to deconstruct, and you don't even know that that is why you are sitting in fear. I left the U.S. in the middle of the pandemic, at the beginning of the pandemic, and it gave me the opportunity to deconstruct my mind, what I thought about everything. I'm talking from the educational system to family, religion, all of what we call our cornerstones, the industries, medical profession, education, pharmaceutical, government, everything. And throughout my life, I've worked in a lot of these things, including the psychological field, and educated in it. You have been told who you're supposed to be, what is normal, what is not, and I'm telling you it's time to do an absolute about face with every single thing you've been conditioned to believe. Because that is why you're afraid. You are running scared because all the shit you've been programmed with, our world in its evolutionary process is taking a different turn. You have awakened to the human conditioning, but you have not done the thing that's really going to bring you from in the chaos and the fears and anxieties to the space that you were born in, and that is that space of divinity. I'm telling you, it's the only thing that brought me up out of all of the anxiousness, which I didn't even know. I mean, I've been teaching personal growth my whole life, so I already believe I had a head start on most. What they don't want you to know is that you are divine. They know it. I'm working on a video right now that I'll probably drop in the next couple hours, editing now, talking about your divine state. I'm always talking about your divine state, but this is really going through your the matrix, your identity, and really getting to that space of living divine, because that's the only way you're going to escape it. They have used your divinity against you by telling you all this other shit matters. None of this other shit matters, y'all. None of it. All right, that's all I came to say. So many people still are not paying attention. And it's okay. We didn't all come here to go at the same speed for the lessons we need to learn. So for those of you who are at least halfway paying attention, if they tell you to go left, go right. If they tell you it's wrong, it's right. But if they tell you it's black or white or red or blue, they lying about all that shit. You got to come to the point that you understand that it's all a lie, all of it. And as long as you are still trying to play by the rules they've established in the form of social constructs that have everybody conforming to what they wanted, and this shit has been breaking down for a long time. And now we're in absolute collapse. So in the next several years, everything will be completely obvious to everybody. But to what costs? I mean, how much has it already cost you? We got people dropping like flies. But for what? Oh, they're still giving it names. But since when is the question? Come on, y'all. You gotta get smarter. That's all I'm saying. You gotta get smarter. You gotta get to where you realize that you have never made a decision on your own. Every single decision has been option A or option B, and all of the options have come from them. You have not had an original thought, neither made an original decision your entire life. Now, if you are still asking who is they, I don't know if there's any help for you. For a whole bunch of you, there's no help for, not in this cycle. And for the past 25 years, everything they've called the C theory has proven so. For those of us who have been going down rabbit holes for a very long time, we know. The rest of you, come on, y'all. A lot of you are waking up. Now it's time to rise. What do I mean by that? Being aware of the trickery is one thing. Understanding that this human development, everything that you've been taught you're supposed to do and be in terms of a human, is still keeping you locked in this density. It's about rising, y'all, to your divine space. You're either divine or human. You're actually both. But if you are not living here and simply operating here, then you are still exactly where they need you to be. And in that case, your fear is their fuel. The only way you're not afraid is because you've already looked all the scary shit in the eyes. You've already gone through the process of rising and understand that there is nothing that they can do to you. Nothing. Baby, they can only use things against you when they can use you against you. Rise. They have the technology to absolutely fuck your world, okay? And they've already primed you to be afraid. I've already talked about that with social constructs. Every single person has embedded within them now the capacity to fear life, to just damn be reactive and fearful of everything. And that is the thing you need to overcome. Yet, you keep being drawn in with all of the shit they are dishing. And they are dishing some shit. Listen, you are energy. You are not these human bodies, yet you're so consumed with not just your human body, everybody else's. So this PDD shit and all of the other stuff is, and it's a vibration, y'all. It's a vibration to keep pulling you in on how you cannot trust anything, anybody. And the shit you don't need to trust, you've already given so much dependence to that they can do anything and knock you off. Fortunately, there are a whole lot of us who have been paying attention for a long time, and we know their trickery. So we can see this kind of shit and stay above it. If you cannot do that, I'm telling you, the shit they keep feeding you is the same energy to keep you in the low-level, fearful states. And if you don't recognize it, you're going to be swept up. Y'all, they have the technology to scare the hell out of you. You are going to see all kinds of shit in the sky. There's all kinds of stuff that's coming, okay? You have options. You can either just decide that none of this shit ain't real and not, spend so much time with it in social media, or you gotta rise and do it in a hurry so you're not affected by it. But you can't just keep getting swept into the bullshit, because whether you are swept into it because you are perpetuating it or just giving it your attention, you are feeding that shit because your fear is their fuel. Okay? Your attention matters. All right, it's your life. Choose it just as it is. Own it. The good, bad, and ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn. It can get better. But what will actually happen just depends on what you're doing with your time, your energy, and where you are fueling or what you are fueling. That's all I got for you today. It's your life, baby. Choose it just as it is. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn, it can get better, but not until you align with your divine design.